Hey everyone, welcome to another studio vlog. I edited this video and then realized that I actually didn't talk that much in this video, so you're gonna have a little bit of a voiceover version of me. I spent a lot of last week in Ceramic Studio making some new stuff, as well as painting a lot of the ceramics that I had left, also fixing a lot of the ceramics that were kind of left over from the previous batch, and you'll see that later in the video. Honestly, I've been a little bit burnt out, or I'm not really sure what it is, but I've been feeling not as motivated. And it's kind of funny because in this whole video, you'll see me in the ceramic studio making stuff, but when I've been home, I haven't really been doing all that much actually. I've been watching a lot of Netflix, and we got a new board game called Wingspan, which we have been playing a lot. I'm a little bit embarrassed how many hours we've played, but I don't know, I've just been really enjoying playing it. But the point of the game is to collect birds and feed birds and lay eggs, and yeah. And it's kind of funny because I'm actually not really good at board games, but for some reason I get really lucky in this one and I beat my boyfriend most games. He's a good sport about it though. What else has been going on? I've had so many designs I've been needing to prep, and I just have been so lazy about it, and I feel really, really guilty. I really hope that I can find my motivation again. I thought that with, spring and the sun being out and everything, that I would feel more inspired and stuff. And it's not to say that I haven't been feeling inspired, but I've been just thinking a lot about what I kind of want to do with my art and everything. And I do think that part of it is the addition of the ceramic studio and having this new avenue to create work, because all I want to do is be at the ceramic studio and make new stuff, but I still have so many other obligations and things I need to deal with, and I can't just spend all my time there like I would want to. So yeah, I think it's just trying to find way to balance all of these things again. So I think I've mentioned before, trying to balance my full-time job as well as my shop and social media and now the ceramic studio and Patreon and all those things. This day in the ceramic studio was actually really good. I threw a whole bunch of pots in a pretty short amount of time, and I can feel myself getting so much better, and it's just so rewarding. So I went back to the ceramic studio the next day to clean off the glaze from some of my pieces. So because they hadn't been through a glaze firing yet, the glaze was still removable. So I ended up spending a little bit of time removing that really terrible glaze off of them so that I could put on a proper coat of glaze. And this actually took me a lot longer than I thought it would. I was hoping that it would be kind of fast, but I guess in my mind I knew it was going to take some time, which is why I had been putting it off for so long. But after removing the glaze, the dragon looked absolutely perfect actually. But the fox, unfortunately, the paint came off, so I'm gonna have to repaint that one. The next thing I had to do then was repair the wing on one of my pots. Unfortunately, its little wing came off, probably because I didn't attach it very well the first time. So I went ahead and put together this kind of mixture with glaze slip to reattach the wing. And this is greenware, so this is before the first firing, and that's why I was able to go ahead and reattach it. Then I had a whole bunch of new pots to paint. So this whole next section is painting the little dragon pots from the last video. It was actually really relaxing to kind of do this part. I had been kind of putting it off a little bit just because, like I mentioned before, I was a little bit demotivated because the glaze from the last group kind of got messed up. But I'm really hoping for the best for these ones. I'm really excited to see what they look like when they're done. I think being at the ceramic studio has been kind of like a meditation place for me. I know it's not actually meditating, but I do get kind of into this zen or flow state when I am creating things, and I feel like at the ceramic studio I'm able to do that. I've had some people ask me how my ceramic studio works, because I've mentioned before that it's a shared studio space. So it is shared with a lot of other people, but whenever I'm there, I'm usually like maybe one of 3 people, and at night I'm usually the only one there. But the way it really works is, yeah, we kind of all work in this studio and we share a kiln. And there is a firing schedule and a temperature range that we fire at. So we try to make it so that everybody's kind of using the same temperature range when firing, because then we can all use it at the same time. And with ceramics, there are different temperature ranges that you can fire at depending on the type of clay you use or the type of glaze you use. And this isn't something I knew before. This is something that I'm learning about right now. The more I learn about ceramics and the ceramic process, the more complex I realize it is. And it's just, even things like the glaze, you can mix different types of glazes, and you basically use raw minerals to mix these glazes, and you have like recipes and stuff like that, and they need to be fired at different temperatures and you'll get different results. And it's just amazing how complex just the glazing step is, and it's not something that I really knew about before I started to read about ceramics and learn about the process. Before, I thought it was just kind of, you sculpt a thing and then you paint a thing and then you glaze it and it's done. But there are so many steps in the ceramic process and so many steps where you could make a mistake. I mean, just firing at the wrong temperature can yield a drastically terrible result. Like, your clay could basically melt if you don't fire it at the correct temperature. And it's really fascinating actually to learn about this, because it gives me a new appreciation for the ceramic process and ceramics that I see, because I'm understanding the complexity and the experience that goes into these kinds of things. So as you can see, I've been learning a lot, or at least trying to educate myself, because I have this dream of being an old lady and just making ceramics. I don't know why, but that's just such a I don't know, perfect idea of being old. And if I ever want to achieve this dream, I do feel like I want to be like the wise old ceramics lady, and to be that, I have to, of course, learn about these things, right? So it was a really productive day at the ceramic studio. I actually got a lot done. I finished painting all of these little pieces. I mean, there's still one left I need to paint, but I'll have to paint that one later. So this was the 3rd day of going back to the ceramic studio. The thing with making ceramics is that it is kind of time sensitive, because I need to make sure that the pieces don't dry out before I finish sculpting them or trimming them and stuff like that. So whenever I start new pieces, I typically have to go there every day for maybe 3 days just to finish the whole process. And I don't live that close to the ceramic studio. I mean, I guess it's not that far. It's like a 7-minute bike ride. The city I live in is not that big. I'm really hoping that when things kind of start to settle down and everyone's vaccinated, that I'll be able to do a studio vlog to show you the city. I guess it wouldn't really be a studio vlog, but just like a normal vlog, because I'm American and I'm living in Sweden, and I feel very lucky to live here. And I really want to show you the city that I live in, because I really do feel quite at home here. And I feel like this is the first time I've been able to say that in a really, really long time. Because ever since I was a kid, actually, I don't think I've stayed in the same city for more than 4 years. I've moved cities and I've moved countries. I haven't really been in one place for that long, but I feel really happy living here and very comfortable living here. And I can see myself staying here for at least a while. That isn't to say I wouldn't love to move back to California one day, because a lot of my close friends and family live there and I would love to be closer to them. But I have found a sense of home here as well. So this day in the ceramic studio, I spent sculpting the ears and details of the pots I had thrown the few days before. And it took me, I think, maybe half a day to add all these little details to the pots. So I actually did film the end of this vlog in the studio, which you're gonna see next. So I finally finished sculpting everything, and this is the last one I just made, which is a borb. I also sculpted 2 new little guinea pig bowls. Since the last one got ruined, I wanted to make some new ones. Made another bird, a cat, and a fox. So this fox will be painted later on. Yeah. This one though, this one is my absolute favorite because I made like the, what's it called? Like the bottom plate attached, but it also has a drainage hole. The drainage hole is the butt. I know, I'm super immature, but I thought it was really funny and really clever, and I really, really like it, so I'm probably gonna make a whole line of these, so watch for them. Anyway, it's really late again. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up, and I will see you later.